Hello everyone, it's been a minute since I've done any of these videos, and I want to thank everybody for their patience while I was away taking care of family. When I put out the call for new questions for the question and answer videos, I actually was intending on answering policy related questions, but apparently the question on the forefront of everyone's mind is how am I doing with the death of my grandfather. And I do appreciate everyone's concerns. Thank you for everyone who's reached out. Pretty much every message that I've received in the last week have been related to this, and I do appreciate everyone's concerns and thoughts and well wishes. I'm doing about as well as can be expected when losing someone so close to you. For me and for us, a grandparent is not just someone that you see at Christmas and maybe get a birthday card from every year. We lived, in separate houses, but on the same 80-acre ranch. He was part of my everyday life and raising and parenting me. He's been part of raising my children. So it's like losing my favorite parents, honestly. So it's been hard. I've had to spend quite a bit of time back at the ranch helping to do the physical labor that comes along with things changing and preparing for a funeral and all of those things. So I'm grateful to everybody who kept working here on location so that I could do my part remotely so that we could keep the campaign going. I really am grateful for a wonderful team. And I hope sincerely that this helps people to understand helps it to become really real, how the mishandling of this pandemic really affects people's lives. I know I've had people try to comfort me with the fact that he's 90, he lived a long life. However, he was in good health. He had several years left. This didn't have to happen. He was in a closed skilled nursing facility where he went temporarily in order to be cared for while my grandmother was in the hospital. This was in March, before there were any positive cases identified in the area. He stayed there because she was not able to care for him, and they had locked down the facility in order to prevent visitors from bringing the virus in. And we thought it best for him to stay in the facility until she got to where she could care for him, rather than having additional home health staff coming in and out of the home. It just seemed like a locked facility with their precautions in place would be less risk, but as it turns out, it's not, or it wasn't. And I feel like part of that is because we have had no statewide restrictions. There never was a statewide lockdown at all. There's never been a mask mandate. Currently, there's nothing at all in place unless local municipalities are enforcing them. And as we've seen, very few have done very much. Norman has faced resistance for the things that they have done. Oklahoma City started strong and then sort of fell off when the governor's office dropped theirs, and hasn't ever really been very aggressive about it since. There's been no statewide guidance or regulations or anything, and therefore there were no restrictions on medical staff to require them to exercise any sort of precautions outside of the job. And so it has entered one locked facility after another and has taken a lot of lives. And I'm sure, and of course, naturally, common sense says that a lot of the lives that have been lost because of that reason across the state. And now we have confirmation that happened contrary to federal recommendations even. And so we continue to see a lack of leadership in this state, which is unfortunate. It's killing people, literally. We are all, we're losing our fellow citizens and our family members, our loved ones, and I hope that I sincerely hope that all of these folks who think that I'm overreacting when I say those things never have to feel what we have felt. He's not the only person I know that has died of COVID-19. He's the oldest, actually. The rest have been younger. I know others who are currently ill, and it's not looking great for some of them either. I know people who've recovered, and some seem to be well, but others will have lasting damage. It's important for us to remember it's not die or not die. There are people who will suffer lifelong health consequences and disabilities due to the effects of the virus, even if they are quote unquote recovered. Recovered does not equal well. So please, everyone, exercise your COVID precautions. Stay home as much as possible. Wash your hands frequently. Wear your masks on those essential trips out. Distance as much as possible. I know it's difficult with everyone having to return to work because of the lack of support that we've gotten from our officials, and it's even more so with school starting back. But I hope everyone is able to do those things and keep themselves as safe as possible. And you know, if you need any resources as far as food, shelter, any of those necessities, the state operates the 211 helpline. Please call, find the resources you need. Don't do without. We're all struggling here. I wish I could wave a magic wand and make our leaders understand and actually take action. Unfortunately, I can't. But I can promise that if I win this election, I will do everything within my power to advocate for all of you at the State House, because the lack of leadership that we have seen in 2020 is absolutely appalling, and we cannot stand for it or let it continue. So if you have any other questions, send them in. I'll be happy to answer them. Thank you.